Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. How are you guys doing tonight? What up, what up, what up? Let me get this right. How's everyone doing? There's still not a lot of people here, but I'm sure they're on the way. So, welcome. Welcome, guys. Let's have some fun. So I'm gonna be releasing a new mini during the stream tonight. Almost ready with it. Wanna get right into it. So let's get started. How's your week going? Is everything fine? So I was posting this guy yesterday on Discord. It's almost done. Like, there's a lot of detailing to do still, but the main shape is already there. It's a bit crazy what I'm trying to do here. Hopefully it'll hold. We'll have to test print and see and maybe tweak around that, but I think it's a good idea. I think it looks cool. And it's gonna be, it makes it look pretty unique, in my opinion. What do you guys think? I'm tired of the same poses over and over. That's why I'm trying something different here. Whoops. Let's move it like that. Hopefully it won't break here. I kind of want to have this part of the tongue be a little bit thinner. I hope it doesn't break. Okay. Let's subdivide a couple times. This part looks a little bit off. Let's add a little bit of that skin here. Looks good. Do the same for this outer part of the tongue. I think the music's a bit loud. Let me lower the volume a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Did I turn this on? Oh yeah, I did. Perfect. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? I'm very happy. I just last weekend I finished setting up my new printer. Got a new little table for it. I'm just waiting on the resin to arrive. Should be tomorrow. And yeah, we'll start printing. Very excited for that. Been waiting for a month, more than a month actually, for you to for this moment. Hey Mario, how are you? Okay. Trying to make sure this part doesn't break. Like it, not making it too thin, but still looking the way I want it to is important. Yeah, it looks cool. Let's make this a little bit thicker as well. Just trying to make it look smoother. The whole tongue should be like the transitions should be smooth, and the form it has should be like an S, like a clean S shape. Trying to get rid of all the bumps. I think that looks good enough. We can like you keep working on some other parts, like the chest, which still needs a little bit of work. Let's bump this intensity up. Perfect. I'm gonna try and add a little bit of depth in here on the where parts touch each other, so that if you wash this after painting, like all these cavities will keep the wash on. It'll look better. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit. Welcome, guys. Thanks for stopping by. How's your week going? What have you been printing? So the same for this side as well. Exact same thing. Great. Now, I could keep working on let's keep working on the chest. I'm gonna do this back part, and then I'm gonna work a little bit in the face. Like, I have the general shapes already, but still need to add more detail and polish everything out to make it look really good before we release it. Nothing too crazy. Like, I'm not gonna add like massive detail to this one, just because it's a small print. Okay. Great. Okay, now let's grab this guy and subdivide a couple times. I'm trying to make it look like he's a monster, but still nothing to. Like, I don't want him to be gross. So I want to keep that cartoon look, I guess. So gotta find that balance in detail. Oh, look at that. Let's move this up. Okay. I really like how this model's looking. Really like the dynamism, and I think it's gonna look really cool once printed. Let's see, let's try to make all those details pop a little bit more. Perfect. Perfect. So I think this side's looking pretty good. Gotta do the same for the other one. I also didn't want to use a lot of symmetry here. Like very early on the sculpt, I turned it off. Kind of wanted to have the pose and the I wanted to play with how dynamic I could make this be, and having the symmetry on wouldn't let me do that, so that's why I had to turn it off. And I think it was a great decision, because now even though I have to sculpt each side on its own, I got to try very early all this different poses and exaggerating all the the basic shapes and all of that stuff. So I think that's something I'll be doing more on future models. Great. There you go. Let's move this down a little bit so that it wraps around the teeth. Like this part in here is kind of visible, so I don't know if I want to spend a lot of time in here. Maybe I should. Of course, this part we can just push it inwards. I think this needs a lot of work. Let's turn around a little bit. That looks cool. Let's move this tooth in a little bit, just like that. There you go. I think I'm gonna move all this in a little bit, push it in so that it doesn't merge with the wood. I don't want it to look like it's the same thing, because it's not. So let's push this out like that. Oh, but I don't want any gaps here. Let's close them. Great. Let's straighten this up. And maybe we can get rid of this and that and just duplicate this one. It does look a little bit better. Great. Let's do the same for this part here as we did for the front. Just add a little bit more detail to all these wrinkles and like loose skin. Oh, saving. Let's save. I don't want this to crash or something and then lose everything I've done so far. Okay. Now I'm just trying to draw with that line where the skin will fold, and now I'm adding all that extra skin. That looks cool. I really like this brush to make this sort of details, like more organic things, I guess. Like for skin, I really like using the clay brush. And for more, like if I need texture or a little bit of like not so clean surface, I'd go for clay build up. Let's do the inner part of the mouth real quick. We could use more geometry here, so I'm gonna subdivide once more. Jacob, welcome. It's been a slow night, but we're doing great. How are you doing? Busy, still at work? It's like 7 for you, right? Great. To be honest, I'm not being super picky or clean with this inner part of the mouth. What you're working on? 6. Working on the mouth, the inner part of the mouth of this mimic. What do you think? Should be ready tonight. I'm almost sure I'm not gonna get it right the first time, so it's gonna be up tonight for anyone who's willing to test print it. And then if there's any problems, any feedback, I'll be doing that tomorrow. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I want to make this part wrap around the tooth just like that. It's brilliant. Thank you. Glad you like it. It's been a fun post to work with. It's trying to exaggerate a little bit more everything. I think I talked about it last stream last week. Like I'm trying to make everything a little bit more exaggerated, and I started with the shapes, and the volumes and the like forms of the model or the characters, and now I'm trying to take that, not that I mastered it in a week, but I'm trying to apply the same principle and the same mindset to everything. So this is some sort of I guess we could call it like a posing challenge, I guess. I'm trying to go crazy with the pose, and hopefully whatever I learn from this sculpt I'll be able to translate it to characters and more complicated and complex models, that resulting in better miniatures. And yeah, it's just trying to get better and trying to be conscious about it. You see all the new changes coming in ZBrush? No, I haven't. I saw the pricing before, but I haven't seen all the changes. Is there anything worth checking out? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of great tools, but to be honest, I'm not even done learning all the tools that came with ZBrush 2018. So like, I like new updates, but it's just so many tools that I'm not even that excited about new releases anymore. I'm sure it's great though. They always come up with great tools and great things for ZBrush. I heard putting folders in the subtools. That's actually nice. Like, that's something that should have been in here like years ago, and it hasn't been, so I guess like didn't even think about it anymore. But that's actually great. To be honest, I didn't know it was releasing tomorrow, so didn't have a chance to look at it very well since I was starting. I was about to start. I was about to start the stream, but I'll check it out after, like, more closely. I do like to keep my software updated, so I'm definitely going to update, but as I said, it doesn't excite me as much anymore. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. So now I'm working on all the teeth. Trying to make it good, look good enough from the inside part. Not that it's super important, but it is kind of visible from some angles, so I don't want to leave it like very rough in there. Like, just a little bit of shape and details should be enough. don't know if this is too thin to print, so I'm gonna make it thicker. Same for this one. Now the eyes, that's something I'm not really sure about. I think they're not too bad. Okay. Great. I think we can make this look a little bit better. It's still lacking some detail here. Looks kind of rough. It's very important that it doesn't, because this is the part that's most likely to be seen from a tabletop. And not from a tabletop, but when the model's on a table. You know what I mean. Let's make a little bit of skin here so that it wraps around this horns. Perfect. So, what's up, guys? What have you been printing? I've seen also there's a lot of new Kickstarters. Is there anything worth checking out? Have you guys been keeping up with that? Let's make this skin as well. Hey Ulrich, welcome. My printer unfortunately broke, waiting for parts in the mail. What printer do you have? And I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. I know that feel. It sucks to have a machine that doesn't work. Yeah, it sucks. Prism K3 got a blob of death and it really messed up my extruder. Oh yeah, that's bad. I had a Prusa a couple of years ago, and the extruder got messed up as well. Had to wait for like 3 months to get a new one. Like that was crazy. It's the worst feeling. By the way, quick question. Since you're on Twitch, are you having any problems with the stream? Like, is it laggy or is it fine for you? Just curious. Seems to be fine for me. The only thing I would say is your mic level is a little high. Okay, let me lower that. See, maybe that's better. Okay. Thanks for telling me that. Appreciate it. Perfect. Did you try the ever handy blowtorch fix already? Huh. I didn't know about that, but sounds legit. It's a little bit more skin here and there. Okay, now let's keep working on the teeth. There's some of them I didn't touch before. I can just went on to work on other parts. Forgot about them. You should leave them as finished as possible before jumping to anything else. Welcome everyone who's tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you say hi in chat. Don't be shy, guys. And by the way, to all of our patrons here, thank you very much. We can't say that enough. And yeah, thanks for your support. I hit gunned it enough that I might as well have. Huh. I like to hear the weird music, guys, so if this is too weird for you, just let me know. I can switch to another playlist. No problem. Okay. So those teeth now look like something dangerous, and I like it. Now, I think the tongue needs some love right now. And this one's gonna take a while, but let's get started. just because I wanna add a lot of detail here. I don't want to keep it flat like that. So let's go to the higher subdivision, add one more. That's a little big, I think. Let's keep it like that for this part. And the closer we get to the tip, I'll make this smaller. Rest in peace, it sucks when that happens. That's why I switched mine to an Aero extruder. This is gonna take a while. Let's up the intensity. Make it quicker. So I know this part is not as fun or entertaining, but it has to be done. It'll add so much to the sculpt. It's gonna like break that smooth surface we had, and it's gonna look great. Probably if you print it at the right size, you'll get some of this detail as well, so it's gonna look pretty cool. The way I like to see parts like this, just to keep me sane, I think, is with every dot I put into it, I'm one dot away. Like there's a dot less that I have to do. Does that make sense? I think it doesn't. Right? Okay. I think I'm gonna do half of the tongue and then go do something else, and I'll come back to it later. Otherwise I'm gonna go crazy here. I know that there's probably a way to do this more efficiently, like with alphas or something, but I kind of like the feeling of doing it by hand. Like, yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but in the end I think it looks way better than if you're just dragging alphas on top of it. Like, not that alphas are bad, but making an alpha look good takes time as well, so I'd rather just sculpt it by hand and that's it. Let me just check how much of this is visible. Oh shit, I'm missing a lot of it. Fuck. Okay. It is what it is, so let's... Hey Mark. Welcome. It's a mimic. Right now I'm sculpting the tongue, all the detail in the tongue. Let me show you the whole thing. I've never known how these little brushes here turn on by themselves. I'm sure there's a shortcut I'm pressing every time that I'm not aware of. If someone knows, please let me know, because it's kind of annoying. There you go. Hey Steve, how are you? Is it really scary? You think so? Perfect. About to take painting class? Most mimics I see are cutesy. Which one do you like better? That one I don't want to tangle with. Well, that's kind of the idea. Are you taking a painting? Like, where are you right now? Are you at home? Like taking an online class, or is it a painting? Like painting, like on a canvas, or miniature painting? Scary. It's a monster, for Pete's sake. Okay, yeah. Then we're on the same page. Online Skype class. Perfect. Sounds like fun. Miniatures. Great. With whom? Who's teaching you? So I might need some of those classes as well very soon. At least to get the basics. Subdivide once again this part here. No. Did I do? Let's turn RGB off. Oh, come on. I don't want to paint that. There you go. I'm kind of trying my best not to get caught up with the details here, and finishing this up tonight so that we can start printing it tonight. But I do get caught up in the details very often, so sorry. I'm trying my best. I see that this is turned on again. Like, what the hell? This is hanging weirdly there, so maybe just push it down like that. As much as I don't want to, let's keep going with the tongue. Let's bump the intensity up even more. Can I do this with a mouse? Like, would that be quicker? No. Welcome everyone who's tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to have you here. How's your week going? What are you printing right now? What have you been printing so far this week? Don't be shy, don't be shy. You can type in chat. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. It's gonna look great for sure. I think we're not even like halfway through, so I think I need to keep going here. Now, starting about here, I need to do the back part as well, so that's gonna be pain, but let's do it. Okay. I'm gonna take a little break from the tongue after this spot and go back to the teeth, lower teeth. Think we're missing that right now. It's still too blocky. Great. That's one less tooth, I mean. Now this one, we might have to move it a little bit, just like that. Solo that. Let's try to get to all these parts that are not as easy to access when everything's turned on. And I just want to make these teeth look kind of like like I want them to have that solid rocky bone, I guess, surface, but we might have to add a little bit more detail to them afterwards. Like right now, I think this is enough. Like that polished, beat up surface looks nice, but maybe a little bit more detail wouldn't hurt us. Great. Now let's work the skin around those teeth as well. Great. I don't want this. I don't want this skin looking too perfect, so this brush is working great for me right now. Let's speed up all these metal parts. Let's break everything here, like all these surfaces. Let's make them not that perfect. Scratch them, break them, make them look beat up and old. Like these guys been in a couple of battles. There's part should be like wood, so real quick. Perfect. Subdivide this a couple of times and break it up same way we did with the lower part. I think this part should be wood as well, so that's not some wooden like details, not too visible, but the little part that is should look right. Perfect. Back to the tongue. I don't wanna leave it for the very end, otherwise I'll find myself spending an hour or two just doing these little details. So I'd rather do some of it, then go back to other parts of the character, and then come back to the tongue and just keep hopping between all different parts. That also helps me keep everything like in the same level of detail. Like I don't like spending all the time with a single part and then having to do that same level of detail to everything else. Like I'd rather work the whole thing like as a whole, like it should be. So I prefer that back and forth through different parts of the model rather than just making the tongue and sculpting it, like fully sculpting all the detail and then going to the teeth, and once those are done then going to the eyes and so forth, so and so, I mean on and on. And yeah, that's why I'm hopping between these and other parts so much. But I think we're almost ready. Other than this detail on the tongue, I'd like to add a little bit more detail to the teeth. Like I want to beat them up, and probably a little more work on the metals of the character, on the chest a little bit more. And other than that, I think we're looking good. Okay, so I think we're almost there. Just a little spot that's missing, right? We're going quickly through this. I'm gonna start closing all these holes I left before. Let's isolate this part so that the teeth doesn't get in the way. That looks great. I love it. I love how this looks. Hopefully that'll translate into the 3D print, and yeah, once painted, like if you dry brush this, the detail should pop up really well. And I'm still gonna do a little trick once I'm done with this to make this pop even more. It's just a matter of patience, but we're getting there. We're getting there. My hand's starting to hurt. I'm holding, like putting a lot of tension right now. Shouldn't be, but oh, let's save. We haven't saved like for an hour at least. New version of it. There you go. We're getting there. Oh, there's still a lot of that's missing. I thought it was less than that. Nonetheless, we're doing great progress here. Let's close all the way up until I hit this part, and then I'll go do the teeth and then come back to the tongue. Dividing again. I don't have enough geometry here to add detail. Okay, I want to go do the teeth, but there's still a lot missing here, so I'm gonna just close this parts up before moving back to that. Carpal tunnel from sculpting? I don't know if that's a thing. Probably if you hold the pen like I'm doing right now, or like I was doing moments ago, for the whole day, like for long periods of time, every day, maybe, yeah. But it's not the wrist that's hurting, it's the fingers. I was just like putting too much pressure in it, and I've heard, like, I don't know too much about this stuff, but I've heard that a lot of people buy tablets like this, even if they're not like doing art, like people that just use the mouse for long periods of time, because it helps avoid carpal tunnel. So I don't think so. Like, with experience, like you get used to holding it, and just, it happens. Like, one way to avoid holding the, like, having to put so much pressure into the tablet is just bringing up the intensity a little bit. You won't feel the need to push as hard on the pen. That would be my recommendation. We're getting there, guys. It's almost done. Can't believe it. Oh, missing all this here. Perfect. Okay, now let's take a break from that. Back to the teeth. Never mind. Let's go back to the metals and try to finish those. Just adding more detail to them. Nothing crazy. Just using the same brush. I don't want to leave any gap here, so let's move this in this way so that we avoid that. Now this upper part, and then we'll be ready to go to the teeth. Great. Oh, these parts we didn't even touch it. Okay, let's add a couple of divisions. I'm gonna treat them as if they were like bones, I think, like the same material the teeth are made of. And actually, let's start with this, guys. A couple of cracks here and there. Right on the tongue is awesome. It is, right? Looks cool. It takes time, but it is worth it, in my opinion. And I'm still gonna do a little trick before finishing it up. It's gonna make it pop even more, the tongue. Oh, I forgot about the teeth. Before that, let's also put a little bit of attention here. Add a little bit of skin here to this part. Don't want to look too flat right now. It is, and doesn't look quite well. So we can just add some skin here. Now this I don't like very much, so let's make sure that it goes on top. Oh, that looks better. Great. Now the other side doesn't have this problem. I just want to add a little bit of volume here, but nothing too crazy. Like something like that works. And now let's add that detail to the teeth I was talking about. So as you can see, it's something really simple. I'm not trying to add a lot of detail to teeth, but just enough so that it does, like, they do look like they've been used for something, like chewing stuff. Nothing too crazy though. So let's see, let's do this. Oh, we can do better here. Let's do the lower teeth and then go back to the tongue, and then we'll end things up with the upper teeth. And I think that's gonna be it, unless something else comes up. Very likely to, but we'll get it. We'll get it along the way. So that looks cool. This one, just division. Perfect. So I want to be a little bit more clean with this. Scratches. Who's his dentist? Probably me. That's the reason. So I'm just going back in and cleaning all these scratches up. Trying to make more thin lines, make it look more detailed without adding a lot of extra things, I guess. Just trying to use the ones we have already and make them look better. And of course add a couple of them here and there. Do we want to scratch the wood? Probably. Like this guy's been in a number of battles, so might as well show that. Received a hit in here. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna make this part where they're touching. I'm gonna make a crack in there just to make it look like the skin's wrapping around the tooth. There you go. There you go. Did I forget this one? Yeah, I did. Great. Now great. Now let's finish up the tongue. Let's save before anything happens. How long have we been going on for? 2 hours. That's good, that's good. It's very good progress for 2 hours actually. Oh, I'm excited. We're almost done with the tongue. Let's see, are we missing? Yeah, we're missing a little bit here. Thank you. You're awesome. You're awesome as well, man. Hey Mark, you related to Mike Moore in Cali? I'm back. Welcome back, Steve. Was wondering if you were going to texture the tongue. I'm kind of doing it. Yep. How did it go? Your painting class. Looks like the phone is over in YouTube. Well, you all can see the chat on the screen, so it doesn't really matter, right? Unless Twitch is lagging again, then yeah. Went really good. Great. What did you learn? Figured out where my blog was. Yeah, that's really important, man. Glad you did. I think that's the key to improving, right? Needed to stretch for a draw. Finished. There it is. Now, what I want to do is go. Let's save before this. What did I miss? Been trying to be too detail oriented, and I just need to relax and sketch stuff out because I'm just a beginner and have fun and build up my muscle memory. I did learn some technical stuff like paying attention to my values. Well, yeah, you gotta pay attention to the fundamentals. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate or advanced. Like, the fundamentals are the most important thing. So yeah, knowing your values, core theory, to a certain degree, you don't have to go crazy on that, but just know what you're doing. Like, I've seen you, the things you paint. I think you're on the right track. And practice, right? Oh wait, I was going to do the tongue thing. Let's go back and do it. Let's go to, where is it? Masking. Mask by cavity. See that? It masks all the cavities here. Oh, we're missing a spot here. Never mind. Back to this. Steve needs a lot of practice. Don't we all do? Like that's like there's no tricks. There's no secret formulas or magic tricks that make you get better instantly. It's just you gotta sit down and do it for 100, for 1,000, for 2,000 hours. There's no other way around it. If you're being intentional and focusing on improving while doing it, like not just doing it automatically, you'll get better faster. So that means you're training, you're being focused, and your training sessions will be more fruitful, but you still gotta sit down and do it and learn from your mistakes. There's no other way around it. Like drawing, sculpting, painting, whatever, you gotta sit down and do it. Jumping over to YouTube. Alright. Good thing I can't read the chat of my phone. Alex, can you make your own brush with a bunch of those already spanned out? Man, your dedication, Alex, to detail is awesome. I could, but as I said before, like making a brush, working with alphas, or maybe the surface noise. Like there's a ton of ways to do this, but in my experience, this is the way I get the best results. It does take a little bit of time, but again, making an alpha and applying it and making it look good, that also takes time. So in the end, I think it's kind of the same. And to be honest, I kind of like the challenge sometimes. I did want to go from bigger to smaller. Like the closer I got to the tip, I try to make them smaller. I know I didn't, like, I wasn't paying enough attention for it to be super noticeable, and probably next time I will. I think it'll look way better, but it came out good enough, I think. Maybe the size variation should be a little bit more exaggerated. Like maybe here they should be big as these ones, and then as you get closer to the tip, then make them smaller. But probably next time. Now I think now we are done with it. Yep. Oh, there's a couple spots here. Sup, Steve? So I know some of you guys know. Finally I got my order from Games Workshop last night. Well, not last night, but yesterday. And I was very excited, not only because of the army I ordered, but I also ordered a bunch of paints that I wanted to use for my prints with the new printer I bought that took a month to arrive. And then after a month and a half of waiting for that, it came without paints. They didn't send them. And now, I mean, I'm happy that the army's here, but I was really more excited about the paints than anything else, and it's kind of a bummer. Just having the worst luck with online buying this year. Like I've been having so much trouble since the year started. Everything I order takes forever, gets cancelled, gets lost on its way. It's been ridiculous. Alright, now let's do mask by cavity. Invert that and then go to deformation and inflate like -1. Nothing too. Oh, that's too much. Let's do -1. Great. And you can already see the difference right there. Oh man, I'll get some other paints. Already sent a very upset email to them. Like it's like $200 worth of paints right there that didn't ship. So it's not just a couple of bottles. It's at least 20. So yeah, it kind of sucks, but I wanted Reaper paints in the first place, so I think even if they're a little bit more expensive to get in Mexico, I'll just get them and fuck it. And yeah. I'm not willing to wait another 2 or 3 weeks for them to send something else and see if that one is right. Like that, no, it's too much hassle. Pro Acryl. Let me check that out. Oh, I think I've seen this. Amazon. They're on Amazon. That's good. So see that? That's like $100. It's like $90. For 10 paints, I don't know. Sorry, I can't do math right now. Like, that's more expensive than Citadel and Reaper. Like, it's almost, well, it's $9 per paint. Not those, Creature Caster. Oh, okay. But the problem here is I'm gonna pay like a $50 shipping cost, right? Paints. Pro Acryl full set. Oh, now that price looks way better for the amount of bottles that it comes with. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 30 paints. I'm getting this one. How much am I paying for? Like, see that? It's half the price. Not even $4 per bottle. Like, Amazon Mexico just rips you off with these kind of things. Like non-mainstream things on Amazon Mexico are just way overpriced. Sometimes 3 times the price. Great price, super quality. Yeah, I'll link in chat. I think it's the same one, right? What is this? Dunking brush goop. What do you thin this paint with for your airbrush? Like regular thinner? Wait, what? What's the difference here? Oh, this is oh, this is Canadian dollars. Shit, then they're even cheaper than I thought. That's $90. 30 bottles. That's three bucks per bottle. Like, that's great. Doesn't need thinner. Perfect. Let's see how much they're going to charge me for the shipping. Oh, no, I'm not in the US. Country select world. Water, if anything, does fine. Okay. I mean, I don't even have an airbrush yet, so paints, add card, check out. Really? Oh, $50 for express on-track shipping to. Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. Wait, but this is Canadian dollars, right? So if I choose the express international shipping, that should be like 160. Yeah, 169. Not too bad. Not too bad, actually. Alright. I'm getting these ones today. You can... And while I'm at it, I might as well get a model, right? Like, how could I not order one if I'm already gonna pay the shipping costs? Am I wrong for thinking that way? Huh. I love this guy. And I love this guy. Oh, I know which one. This one. That's... Or maybe the zombie dragon. Oh yeah, one of this. Plague Angel or zombie dragon. I bought all their hand brushes. I got enough brushes, I think. I even got some new ones from Citadel, so I think I'm good with brushes. How good are these brushes, the ones they sell? Are they good? Brushes. Cool. Oh man, this model's so cool. These guys are crazy. This is so cool. Look at that. Look at those wings. I'll think about it. I'm getting the paints tonight, but think about the model. Anyway, let's get this over with. Keeping my comments to myself. What are you thinking of? Not a big Chaos fan, so the models don't come to me. Really? What comments are you keeping to yourself, Jacob? Oh, raging on Stephen what models he likes. Yeah. Like, even if you don't like Chaos, like come on, it's a fucking zombie dragon. Come on, man. How can you not? Like, look at that. I wouldn't even play with this. I would put it on my work desk. Just have it here all the time. What is your next model for Thursday if you finish this one? Like, I'm finishing and releasing this one tonight. I would open Trello and show you what we have in the works, but then I would spoil a ton of things we've been working on. So let me do that on my phone. I like custom play models and Jacob models. Thanks for saying that. Let's see. We're working on Ice Devil. Surprise model is coming out this week, finally. And after finishing this guy, like Mao's working on the Ice Devil, not me, I'm working on the Mimic. And after that, I'll be working on the Ancient Trend. I don't think that's gonna be ready this week, probably next one. So we're releasing this guy, the one I'm working with, the one I'm working on right now, and the surprise model probably on next weekend. And next week, if everything goes according to plan, Ice Devil and the Ancient Trend. So 2 models each week for the following 2 weeks at least. How does that sound? Okay. So unless anyone has any requests, I think we're pretty much done here. Oh, music's out. That's So looking at this guy, going back to this part here, maybe a little bit more detail wouldn't hurt anyone, right? Cool, so calling this one done. If you guys are brave enough, you can run test print. Let me know if it falls or not. If you're not feeling adventurous, then I'll do one myself tomorrow when I get the resin. But if someone's willing to print this overnight, let me know how it goes. That'd be great. Man, I like this model. I think it came out really good. I don't know if I like the base. Maybe we should use something more interesting. I think it's fine. Let's bring our logo. Cobblestone. Well, I'm gonna upload this guy based and unbased as usual, and you can just print the one you like the most and paste it to that one, glue it. Okay, now let's dynamesh this. It's too low. That's probably too high. Oh, come on, please don't crash. I didn't, but that's too high. Perfect. Now let's put this on top. Make this a dynamesh sub, and now we can just merge down. Okay, do this. Perfect. Although this might be a little bit too much. Yeah, that's better. Now let's flatten this here. Is it completely flat? I don't think so. Now it is. Great. And now we're ready to upload this. Let's move this a little bit. Agreed, better base, dungeon, cobblestone. Like, I'm gonna upload a version of this guy with this basic base, just in case someone is into using cork and little rocks and those sort of things to make it better. And I'm also uploading the guy without the base, so that you can go to the archive and download whatever base you like the best from the ones we have. So let me show you that. And then you can just glue those together, right? And what the hell? Oh, so you can go here. So this is the archive. Go to bases, base pack 1, and there's a lot of bases here. So you can just grab whatever you like the best from these ones, or you can just go to, where is it? Temple bases, and there's a bunch of bases here as well. Because if I made a dungeon slash cobblestone base, then I'd have to do it on different sizes, and maybe then someone's gonna ask for planks instead of stones, and I'd have to do that, and there's so many variations that it's gonna like this takes forever exporting this, so that's why I don't wanna, like, that's the reason I don't want to do that, to be honest. Let's save this. Okay. Let's merge visible. Now duplicate. Wait, what? Ooh. Perfect. Now let's see, what would a good number be for this? 1,000. Nope. Too high. 500. 600. Nope. Like what? What if I put 8? Okay, that works. Let's try 300. That does bad at all. Let's try to make it just a bit higher, like 500. Let's do that. Please don't crash. Beautiful. What was it, like 500? I think it was 504 in Dynamesh this. Oh no, the base broke. Let's go a little bit lower. Yup, perfect. Gives me a reason to use your new bases. Oh, the temple ones? Perfect. I really liked how those came up together. I think they look great. In the future, I'd like to make even more variations, but it just takes so much time to do each different size. You gotta make sure it stays on the, like, if it's a round base, you gotta make sure the thing you made before fits perfectly to that circle, and then go to the next size and make sure it fits together to that size. So like half the time it takes to make those, it's not even sculpting the actual thing, but it's just adjusting sizes and making sure there's no holes, and it takes time. And but I do want to make I've been thinking about it and how to make that process faster, and I don't have a solution yet, but I'm thinking of that, and I think I'll come up with something to make that work, so that I can make even more variations of it, of the bases, to fit like to have any possible size we want to have. That would be great. Okay, so both of these are now good to go. Just let me check on the sizes. 3D Print Hub. That's perfect. Or is it? It is perfect. That's 28 millimeters. And what else? Oh, let's decimate. They're too heavy right now. Let's save this with a new name. Let's try to pre-process all, see if that works. Last night I had some trouble with it, but hopefully this time it works. It's going pretty quick, so I think it'll work. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we switched from Shopify to Gumroad. So yeah, if you want to get some of the older models, if you want to share that with someone else, it's just gumroad.com/cast and play, and we've got all our models there for sale, and there's also some of them for free. Figured new guys will have to will want to test our models before committing to Patreon or buying more models from us. So yeah, if you want to recommend that to a friend, or if you think there's something that someone else could benefit from, like, you can if you just feel free to share that. We've got for free the wound counter, which has been something a lot of people on Reddit really liked, and it's had like 500 downloads in one day, so that's pretty cool. What else? The Stalker also sub for free, and people having enjoying that print as well. And yeah, there's a couple more. There's like 5 free models, so if you want to share that, I know you have access to that and you already have those in your computer, because most of you here are patrons, and I want to take just a little moment to say thanks for that. And but if you got a friend or something who would like to get their hands on those models, just make sure you get that link to them. And I kind of lost my train of thought right there. Anyway, I think we're done. Oh no, we're not. Let's decimate all of them. Oh, it worked perfectly. Yes, love it when it does. Let's go to 10. I think 20 is too much. I think that's good enough. Let's rename this. This one's mimic on based, and this one's mimic with base. And now let's export to an STL. So you guys feel free to grab this. As always, I'm releasing right now. I'm gonna make the official release tomorrow and get rid of the blacksmith, which in this case is the oldest model in the archive. But you can go in and get it right now. I guess it's like an early release. Where is it? That's not right. Like I said, these are not like these might fall, and if it does, I'll make the necessary changes. So if someone feels like printing it overnight, please let me know how it goes. If not, I'll run my own tests tomorrow and I'll make the necessary changes so that this works. I know the post is a little bit over the top, and that might cause a little bit of trouble, but I'm gonna get it right until it prints and stands on its own without having to glue it to a base. So yeah, it's already there. You can go ahead and grab it. I'm gonna call it a night. And yeah, I'll just leave the computer rendering this guy overnight, and tomorrow I'll make the official release. So yep, that's it. Oh. We've been going on for almost 3 hours. Wow. I thought it'll take less time this time. I don't know why. I thought it would be easier, but it did take the same time as usual. Let's make a quick render. Let's post this on Discord. Nice that they're upgrading everyone with the current license for free. Kronos. Let's say here this is the result from tonight's stream. Make sure you grab the oldest mini on the archive, because this guy's replacing him, the blacksmith, tomorrow. Hungry night. Perfect. Alright, so thank you all guys for hanging out. As always, we had a blast. We did a great model, I think. I hope you like it. I hope it prints well. Really crossing my fingers on that. Thanks for all the links, the recommendations. Thanks for the paints. Yeah, the recommendation for the paints, I'm gonna get those tonight, and I'll be around on Discord if you want to chat, you want to say like whatever, you know, I'm here. And take care. I'll see you next Tuesday. Peace.